Welcome back to our series on minimalism. In our previous video, we delved into the concept of minimalism and how I've incorporated this lifestyle into various things, aspects of my life, including work, relationships, and finances. The benefits of minimalism have been astonishing, and it's been an inspiring journey towards embracing the idea of knowing enough for happiness. When I started to declutter the space around me, it wasn't until I actually started to pull things out that I realized how much extra crap I actually had. And if you're at the very beginning of your journey and you're not quite sure where to start, I actually have 10 things that I want to share with you that you can actually start to declutter right now as you're watching this. And the first thing is if you have excessive amounts of old mail, or remember, for example, myself, going through my file box and seeing that I had owed check stubs from more than 3 years ago, and Wi-Fi bills that I've paid that were more than 2 years old, and blows my mind how much stuff I actually had. And if you're in a similar situation, you may want to go through those bills and through that paperwork and declutter those items. You can shred them if they're of high security, or physically tear them up and just recycle the paper. And while I'm thinking about this, it might actually be smart to just go paperless with a lot of these items and just save the paperwork coming to your house. And I think that's something that I might need to do myself. Now, the second thing that you can declutter right now are old t-shirts that have deodorant stains in the armpits, and we all have them. So don't watch this video and think, that's not me. I don't get deodorant stains in my shirt. It happens to all of us. And I have plenty of shirts that I worked out in that had the deodorant stains that I had to let go and just simply throw away. And a quick tip for you to avoid. The armpit stains of the white deodorant stains is to use deodorant that does not have aluminum in it. A natural deodorant, and that is something that I've now switched over to. And I've avoided a lot of those armpit stains from the white deodorant, and it doesn't wash out and just becomes a mess. Just avoid it from the get-go and declutter those items that you have that may have those stains. Now, the third thing that you can declutter right now are old Mitch Max socks or boxers. And if you're a woman, underwear and bras. And just go through the items that may be worn out if you have socks that have holes in them or don't match anything else. Same thing for your other undergarments. If they're worn out, the color of those items, you can replace them for fairly cheap. Just doesn't make sense to wear them or keep them if you know you're not going to wear them. Now, the fourth thing that you can declutter right now are birthday cards or holiday cards or greeting cards and everything in between. Now, if you have something that's sentimental, like maybe your grandmother wrote you a card, you can hold on to things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But the 150 birthday cards that you get every single year from mom and dad with the money in it, or whatever it is, you really don't have to hold on to those things. Maybe declutter those. The postcards that come every Christmas with the family picture on the back, and everybody's smiling, happy holidays. Go ahead and declare those items. There's no need to really hold on to them. You know, you're going to get another one next year, so just wait and see what that one looks like. And number 5 are old electronics that you no longer use, and there are actually a couple of things that you can do with this. The first thing is if it's in really good shape, you can go ahead and restore it to factory settings and go ahead and give it away or give it to charity donations or whatever you want to do from that regard. But if it's not in such good shape, you may just want to find the best place to recycle it in your area. There's no need to hold on to these things. Again, I remember I had my old laptop from college that I no longer used. So I actually recycled that item, but I actually had a tablet and a couple other things that I no longer used, and I restored those to factory settings, and I gave them away. So if you're not using those electronic items, go ahead and declutter them. If you really need something like that, you will be using it, or you can go ahead and replace it later down the road. All right, number 6. The sixth thing that you can declutter right now is if you have an excessive amount of pens and markers that actually don't work. And we all have a handful of them. You know, you're reaching for the jewelry, you're reaching into your cabinet or whatever it is to grab a pen to write something down, and it doesn't work. Or grab a marker, and it's dried out. It works for about 5 minutes, and then nothing. Go ahead and check those items. I have a bag full of them that we'd still need to go through. But if you go through those pins, go through those markers, if they're not working or they're dried out, go ahead and throw them away. If you need to pin that bad, they're fairly cheap. You can replace them very quickly, but when they're not working, there's no need to hold on to them. Number 7, something that you can declutter right now as you're watching this are old towels and linens. If you have anything in your linen closet, or a towel, or something that is just worn out, it's rough to the touch. You don't want to use it because it scratches your skin or has holes in it. It's ripped. It has makeup stains. It's been bleached, or it's just worn out. There's no reason to hold on to that item. That towel, those bed sheets that are just worn out a little too much. Go ahead and declutter them. Replace them from something new, fresh, that you're actually going to use and want to use because there's no need to hold on to the items. So just take up space. You're not going to use it because you don't like to use it. Just get rid of it. Number 8 is old school books and notebooks. And I do not understand why colleges charge you so much at the bookstore for the books that you need for class, that you get to class. The professor does not use the book, and now you cannot return the book, and you're stuck with this $200 book that you can't do anything with. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. But if you have books, find a way to resell them to maybe new college students, or give them away. If you have old notebooks with your notes in it or homework in it that you're not going to use as you're not going to reference later in life, go ahead and recycle those items. Trust me, I've had plenty of them. I had plenty of those books that I just did not use, that I could not return. I just felt cheated because I spent all this money and I can't get anything back, but that's how it works. But if you have those items, go ahead and declutter them, give them away, recycle the homework, and notebooks that you're not going to use. There's no reason to hold on to them. They're just taking up space, including the old backpacks that you had from college, or that you may still have in general. You're not using them. Declutter them, give them away, give them a charity, find the best way to do it. But if you're not using them, get rid of them. Number 9 is kitchen tools that are either broken or you do not use. Now we have this can opener in our kitchen, for example, myself. I have this can opener that struggles to open the cans, right? It's not in the perfect shape, but it's something that could be replaced. But I'm guilty of holding on to it and being cheap and being lazy and not wanting to replace it. I need to replace it, but I'll get around to it. But if you're in a similar situation as me, and you have tools in your kitchen, knives, can openers, measuring cups, even electronic things, toasters, coffee makers, things that you're not using, go ahead and declutter them. If they're damaged or broken, replace them. There's no need to hold on to those items if you're not using. Now, the 10th and final thing that you can declutter right now as you're watching this are old plastic cups and food storage containers in your kitchen. The only plastic cups that I have are my shaker bottles that I use to work out with. Everything else is glass. I have a lot of glass and mason jars, for example. But if you have food containers that are either warped from being in the microwave or have the food stains in the bottom that you just can't wash out, which you don't like to use them because there's food in there still, declutter the item. You can replace it. Try replacing it for a higher quality glass container, easier to wash. They last longer. Same thing with cups. There's no need to hold on to those plastic cups. If you're not using them, they wear out. and you can't put hot things in them, so there's no reason to hold on to those items. You enjoy this video, if you like the things that I've mentioned, if you have those items in your home that you're working to get rid of, let me know about commenting down below. Also, share some things that I may have forgotten to mention. Help others out that are at the start of their journey. Like I said, but it's your first time tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you notify every time I drop a video. Always remember to stay true to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.